hottest, the latest, the most amazing.
I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful story. I think it's wonderful, don't you?
I do.
That show saved my life.
A celebration next, Geraldo.
Today at noon on Channel 11.
Wouldn't life be easier if it were less confusing?
I've been going out with this guy for a long time. When's he gonna ask?
My boss keeps saying I'm gonna get a raise. Will it ever happen?
I'm an Aries. What kind of diet's gonna work best for me?
$2.99 per minute.
Now, Letitia Palmer, the world's most listened-to astrologer, comes to America directly from England to help answer all of your important questions. Letitia Palmer was commissioned to chart the horoscopes of the British royal family. She even predicted John Major's surprise ascent to become Britain's new prime minister.
$2.99 per minute.
Hello, I'm Letitia Palmer. If you listen to what the planets have to say to you, they can guide you through every step of your life. What's in store for you in romance or your career? Is there health and wealth in your future? Call now and discover just how accurate astrology is. What will tomorrow bring? You'll never know if you don't call.
Get up and get moving and change your life with travel tourism training. We're ready to train you now to work in travel agencies, airlines, cruise lines, hotels, and more. In just 4 months, you could be on your way. Make your dreams become reality. Our schools are located in Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, and Jersey City. Call Betty Owen today at 1-800-772-OWEN. That's 1-800-772-6936.
With more terrible predictions. You're saying more riots in LA?
More riots in LA, and more police brutality
across the nation, but especially LA.
Be in New York
and I'd also add Chicago.
New York,
and Chicago.
Detroit, Las Vegas.
Definitely. Tell me something positive that you see, and then we'll go on to other things. I see negative too, and I'm not a psychic, you know. But big break of the government releases it, you know, and although I say there's no immediate cure for AIDS, I am seeing different treatments from Earth's minerals like tannic acid and camphor dealing with AIDS and to be able to separate antibodies. So I guess about 94 they'll pretty much have it if they release it till 95.
Yeah, 95.
And 95 cancer.
Right.
And you see a cure for AIDS. But it's up to you can have
French.
From the French, a cure for AIDS.
And a wafer that will help diabetic people that will let insulin get into their system.
I think also for Alzheimer's there will be improvement and Down syndrome.
Improvements. So that's at least a
breakthroughs, right.
Do you ever get very, very depressed? I mean, like we're sitting here and you're saying, I see police brutality, I see earthquakes. Do you ever just say, oh?
Well, watching the news. You can get right into it. Like I got into the Hillside Strangler where I didn't want to watch TV because you just get into the news and all of a sudden you see the next crime or the crime that was being committed. And so lots of times the news gets really bad, I just turn the channel. I want to know. Yeah, you do.
Vibration.
And I were talking about Geraldine Ferrara, and we were disappointed with the results of that, you know, the smear tactic.
Because we feel like the man's going to win. Is it Abrams?
Yeah. Well, today's, it's taking us ahead.
We both watched the news.
It'll be interesting to see, because by the time it's out, we'll know.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting.
That's discouraging.
Yeah, it's very discouraging.
So much untruths going on with her. She's being, how do they get away with lying?
Yeah.
And this poor woman gets persecuted.
She's victimized.
Yeah, she is.
But you see things. You saw the man you were going to get married. You knew who you were going to marry.
Absolutely.
Does that take any of the fun out of it? You know.
Yes, it does.
You say, hello, I'm going to marry you, but you don't know it yet? I mean, did you tell him?
No, what happened, I was in my early 20s, and I had this vision I was getting married. I felt the ring on my finger, and I bought my trousseau. And I said, where is he? I wasn't dating anybody.
Right.
And within 2 weeks, I met him. He came from America. He was a screenwriter to London, and he proposed, and we got married within 2 weeks. I saw that vision, so I was well prepared.
Did it last?
Yes.
It lasted?
It lasted for 4 years.
Now, could you see that it wasn't going to last?
Yes.
And yet you went through with it.
Absolutely, to get to the next stage.
Are you married now?
No, I have a nice boyfriend.
All right, and is that going to last?
I hope so.
What about your private lives? Do you look into your private life?
You're too emotionally involved in it. That's why you have to go to another psychic, because what you want, like if you're writing a book, you want it published, or whatever you want, it's like a wish. And so you can't step back.
What you want, you predict.
Yeah, right. I want that. That's what's going to happen.
And that's not necessarily the way.
You and I have the same destiny?
Yes, because we have to fight the bureaucracy. So nobody can tell me it wasn't easy just sitting in that chair, because I checked your chart, and although I'm not an astrologer, I see every step you take, it's always somebody you have to look out for that's ready to slash your throat and push on the side. But you're very strong, and you came in here with imitable strength, and so nothing is going to make anything fade away from you.
What about my daughter? And then we'll go to other people. Melissa.
I think she has, I'm sorry.
No, you can all talk on this one.
I feel successful.
I see a very
successful.
Yeah, successful.
I feel a very creative period she's going into from December on next year. High period of creativity, ideas with her work on television, etc. Very good, successful year.
A boyfriend for her.
Yeah, a twin of a twin.
A twin of a twin.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And health? She's going to be right health?
She's gonna write. She has one destiny. That's the number of an ambassador, an entrepreneur, a meter, a greeter. So she's going to definitely do pretty much what her mom does, guest host without a doubt. But she has a good book coming.
And she won't be hurt in any of the earthquakes, and that's what worries me.
No, just the riots. Watch out for the riots.
Watch out for the riots.
Riots.
Oh, she should personally watch out?
Anybody in Los Angeles. That's why I moved from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara. I was told 3 years ago by my guide, and that's Elvis, to move from LA, and that's before the riots. And it's very unsafe there. All my friends who live in LA feel that now too, who are not even psychic.
You don't think?
I live there, and you know,
what do you feel?
I think very positive there. There are a lot of people that, you know, we live in Los Angeles, and we like Los Angeles, and we roll with the earthquakes.
Right.
But it is a good town, and I have to stick up for it.
Okay. Let me ask you.
I was born there, but as I say, I had to get out of there because it's going to be very unsafe. Not so much the earthquakes, but just the rioting. And this time they're going to go into the wealthier neighborhoods. I lived in a wealthy neighborhood before in Bel Air.
You think they will have it under control?
They have it under control now.
Let me ask you, from our audience, we're all sitting here talking. Yes. Obviously, some of you have to be getting vibes from the audience, right? Does anybody feel anything from the audience? Okay. What? Tell me.
This gentleman.
All right, two. Let's go first with you. Okay.
This gentleman with a purple, excuse me, pointing to straight in front of you. He's wearing a silver watch. You.
This gentleman? Right
and yes, no, this one here. He said me, and he's turning around him. I feel that you've been worried about money. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
You have some money coming?
Yes, I do.
And you're going to be successful again. You lost something, but you will make back the money. And one of your children that you've been disappointed in has got the message. And you will see this child turning around and being successful.
Thank you very much.
Barbara, you said you felt something.
Well, I was that nice dark-skinned lady over there that certainly looks like she comes from
which one?
Sedona, Arizona. You saw me make eye contact, right?
Okay.
You think you're psychic, right?
Wait. Here she comes.
Yes. I could feel her energy
She thinks you're psychic? Okay, and? Can you tell anything else about her?
I could feel her energy just piercing through all of us, and she was like wondering what made each one of us tick. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, and I usually don't play Kreskin and read people's minds.
No.
Her. And we have a rapper over there.
We have a rapper? Where?
Yeah.
Put the hand. Is there a rapper?
With the blue hat? You got the blue hat.
We're all looking to the back.
Rapper? Put the hand up for a rapper.